All right, Grant, pre-show shenanigans. If you're a fan of sports of any level, or if you happen to be growing up in, you're in middle school or maybe high school in the mid 2010s, you're gonna love what I have to say. All right. Um, Grant, you're familiar with Blue Mountain State, correct? BSM or BMS?
BMS. If
BMS.
anyone listening to this isn't aware of Blue Mountain
Blue Mountain
State,
State.
I'm gonna need you to pause the podcast
Go
right now.
watch and come
I'm
back.
going to need you to watch the oil change episode, okay? And then I need you to come right back
Come back.
here
There you go.
and boom, you just watched the full
Now you're
episode.
aware. Yeah,
Now we're
now
back.
you're aware.
Yes, please
Yeah.
continue.
So 4 hours ago, at the moment that I'm saying this, which is 5:05 p.m. on Monday, February 17th. All right, Central
Okay,
Time.
got
4 hours ago, Deadline reported that BMS is making a comeback. Grant, BMS is being revived by
We're talking about a
Amazon.
season 4.
We're talking about a season 4,
Okay.
and Alan Rickman, who
Moran.
plays. Nope.
Oh, Thad Castle.
Yes, he plays Thad Castle, who, by the way, that same guy currently plays, I think, Jack Reacher, and he's like bigger than The Rock right now, like size wise, like, as a human
we are
being.
not going to fact check this. We are not, but I'm pretty sure Thad Castle, when he was in high school, had elite high school football
I would
numbers.
not put it past. Yeah, no,
Elite football
but,
numbers.
But I just want to say so when he plays Thad Castle, he looks like a normal human being size, at least for a linebacker.
Yeah.
Grant, I don't know if you've seen what he currently looks like.
I have not.
Just imagine that he looks like he's like currently muscle size, the size of The Rock. Like, maybe just look it up. But you're gonna have
to just
that
Google
guy.
Thad Castle real quick.
You're gonna have the Alan Rickman. Alan Rickman is his name.
Alan
Rickman. But you're going to be having that guy at that size coming back to play Thad Castle. Yeah, no, the Thad steroid storyline is about to go
Rickman
way
is
too hard.
Professor Snape. Are you sure his name is Alan Rickman?
No, it's.
Are you positive?
It's not. It's not.
Because I was going to say
Alan
Rickman.
Richton.
Oh, okay,
Not Richton.
I was about to say
Snape. Not Professor Snape.
Something's not mathing.
Something was
right
going
now.
wrong in my head.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, he looks
Alan
like a big
Richson.
boy right now.
Okay, Alan Richson. They got the height listed online at 6'3". I'm gonna imagine they're gonna get him up to Roman Reigns, like 265 for this.
Yeah, but he plays. What does he play right now? I think it's Jack Reacher.
Yeah, that sounds correct. Jack Reacher, or like a Marine role.
Yeah, but look him up. Look him up while as Jack Reacher.
I got a picture of
that
him.
Stuff. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. So the Thad Castle roid rage storyline is about to go crazy.
Yeah. I had no idea you were about to dive into roid rage, but me suggesting the oil change episode is quite on brand. With where I think you were going with that. But for any high school boy specifically in the US of A currently growing up, you need to rewatch Blue Mountain State. Afterwards, go watch Entourage. And then when you're done with both of those, it's time to graduate to Real Bros of Simi Valley. That's the natural progression of a high schooler's TV show viewing experience. Might toss in The Office is before all of those.
Now, let's take a step in here, though. If at any point we catch you watching All American outside of maybe the first 3 episodes of the very first season from like 6 years ago, they're going to have some problems.
No. There's absolutely no All American being watched at all.
No tolerance.
You quite literally just have Blue Mountain State. You have the Real Bros of Simi Valley. You have Entourage. And I'm forgetting one other massive show. There's one more
from the mid 2000s.
Not necessarily timeline, but just what a high school boy will watch in high school.
When it was us, it was The Office, technically.
The Office. I'm thinking of something else. Oh, not quite The Office. Okay. I was gonna say It's Always Sunny, but that's not like appointment television.
No,
for a high schooler.
No. Great for a high schooler, no. Great show, but no.
No.
What about Oh God,
Naturally,
the
everyone will have
league.
a.
What about the league?
I never got into it, but that qualifies.
That's in there. Yeah, I would put
That
that in there.
qualifies as a show for what I'm talking about. I'm specifically
Yeah.
thinking of John Lajoy as Taco in that show. But yeah, I think that's it. I think that's it right there. While you just brought up kids shows, I was going through a compilation of last episodes of like Cartoon Network shows, and I
Oh,
came across the last 2 minutes, and I didn't even really watch this show, but I'm about to unlock a memory. Codename Kids Next Door.
oh yes,
So
yes,
everyone has
phenomenal.
seen that show. Everyone has watched a
I
plethora
would
of
hope. I would
episodes.
hope. Yeah.
But the ending to that show was just sad. It's like they're all huddled up in a group, like talking about promise no matter what, you'll always be a kid. And I'm just like, why is this so
I'll be
deep?
honest.
Like,
I did
what?
not watch the finale of Codename
Oh,
Kid
me
Next Door
neither.
though.
I
I
didn't
didn't. I
I
didn't get
didn't
to that
remember
point.
this
I think I
this
graduated
moment.
from watching that show before
Yeah,
uh
no,
it
but
got
it's
there.
just things like
I
that.
will
I
say
was like,
though, and it counts as a kid show somehow, some way, but not the revived one, the OG Total Drama Island, like the very first season of Total Drama Island.
oh, okay. That was some
So
next
great. Great
that
television.
was like our generation's introduction to like
Now, my
Survivor.
favorite fun fact of that show, though, is the guy who plays Chris or whatever the
Yeah,
host
the
name is.
host.
The guy got arrested.
Oh
Like the
yeah.
real life guy got arrested, so
Oh
they
yeah, he
couldn't
did.
have him play the character again.
Yeah, and that voice was so iconic. I believe he was
No,
on
they
many
changed
other
it. They
shows
changed
too.
it because they revived the show and they had to get a new actor. And the Chris starts
No, it
talking. You're like,
doesn't hit
oh
the
no,
same.
this is not that's not it.
Yeah,
Not
no,
the
but
same.
I mean, that show was absolutely legendary. I'm trying to think now that you just brought this up. Is Phineas and Ferb the most watched cartoon of that generation, of that time? Like late, mid to
SpongeBob,
late. Okay, it is SpongeBob, but I'm trying to
iCarly,
think of.
or like
I'm
any of those
thinking
kind of shows.
animated specifically.
Animated, okay.
I'm thinking animated specifically. It is SpongeBob, but I feel
I
like
mean,
Phineas
Phineas
and
and Ferb
Ferb was up
probably
there.
is. Yeah.
Probably the second largest cartoon. If
Yeah,
it's
there was a
not,
subcategory of like Star Wars, the Clone Wars in there, but
100%, yes.
yeah, yeah.
God,
Outside of
what
that, I
happened to
feel like that's
cartoons? What happened
man.
to cartoons, man? I mean,
Wish
I
I
mean, what are
knew.
we doing? I like now it's yeah, now I guess all the kids are I guess they're just locked into the Waterboy pod on TikTok, right? Like
Yeah,
there's no
hey,
other
hey, yeah,
there's
they
no
are
other
craving
explanation.
those wish lists.
They, yeah, I know there's a 9-year-old out there just being like re-sign Benjamin St. Juice.
St.
Hell no.
Juice,
Get
absolutely
that
not. Where's
shithead
this
off of
guy?
my team. And it's an 8-year-old
Immediately
saying
swipe
that.
past.
Oh yeah.
I'm like,
Oh,
you just commented
100%.
on my post though. How did you do that?
No, the kid will pause the video so you don't get the watch time, click the 3 dots and say not interested. And that's how he'll
Go to the
send
next
his
thing.
message. Yeah, I mean, it was really a sad day for the internet when YouTube started hiding dislikes. That was a sad
Oh,
day. That was a sad day for
no.
YouTube.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to think, what was it? The YouTube rewind of like 2020, the
With
most
Will Smith.
disliked video of
Wasn't
all
Justin
time.
Bieber that baby? Wasn't baby up there?
I believe that YouTube recap had anything in popular media other than YouTubers in it. It covered everything except YouTube, which they were recapping in
Yeah.
the video.
That would add. Yeah, that would make sense.
I also just
That would make
realized we're
sense.
going to be uploading this on YouTube, and by saying
Yeah,
the
it's
words
getting
YouTube
flagged.
recap,
It's
we're
getting flagged.
100%.
Nope. Nobody's seeing this
100%.
episode.
Nobody's
It's not
going to be
happening.
watching this.
Nobody's going to be seeing this episode.
Yeah, so
So
yeah,
Spotify listeners, hey, you know what? Like and share. Like
Yeah.
and share. Show your
download,
friends.
download, the pod.
Download.
Download. It helps us out a ton.
5-star rating.
Yeah, no, it helps the unnamed intern get a little bit of a boost.
No, he's not
Christmas
getting
time.
he's not getting a boost.
He hasn't
This
gotten
year,
a boost in 4 years. Yeah, not looking to get one in year 5
No, he
either.
will not be
The way
getting one
the
going
way it's
into-
going so far. But yeah, that's gonna do the pre-show, folks. Time to get to a packed episode, a jam-packed
Very
episode.
packed episode. Yeah.
For it being the NFL offseason. And we don't say that word loudly. We say off season quietly, whispering.
No, we say it very
no
quietly, very quietly.
But without further ado, folks, let's get into it. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Waterboy Podcast. Today is episode 293, and the US of A is officially back after beating Canada in Montreal on Saturday. Also, the NHL absolutely wiped the floor with the NBA for their All-Star weekend. I mean, not even comparable, not even close. Baseball season is right around the corner. I spent way too much time this weekend watching random bullpen videos of the Dodgers. Did I waste a ton of time? 100% yes. And a couple of coordinator moves. Ohio State's got some new coordinators making a bit of a splash like they did last offseason cycle when they got Chip Kelly. This time, Maddie Patricia is back, ladies and gentlemen. Maddie P. Now I was looking up Maddie P a lot. Hasn't formally coached since the Detroit Lions. He's been random an advisor role since then. But just going off of his,
I'll be honest. Right after I coached for the Lions too, I might need a break. I would need a break after that situation. He was the offensive coordinator for the Patriots for a year, wasn't he?
I'm not sure if he was like OC. I think he was like being interviewed for it. When I look on Google,
got it. I think he got the OC.
Let me just
job.
check, because
maybe my memory's failing me, but I swear that he was an OC for a year, and everybody was like,
2021, the year after he got fired from Detroit, senior defensive advisor for Belichick in New England.
No, where's the offensive stuff?
Then the year after, senior defensive advisor / O-line, and then Philadelphia Eagles, not this past season, 2 years ago, senior defensive assistant.
Okay, I don't know.
Last time,
am I tripping? Like he did offensive. He was offensive coordinator stuff. I think
he was interviewed for offensive coordinator. I think that's.
I thought he did a whole year. I don't know.
I mean, in theories, in the past 2 decades, he has technically spent 1 year assigned to offense, and that was in 2022 with O-line. Technically,
maybe they gave him play calling duties for a little bit and then revoked them, and it wasn't long enough to be an OC.
I'm taking a quick dive through. Okay, in 2022, that is correct. Matt Patricia was the offensive play caller. He was not the offensive coordinator.
So I'm not.
But he was
crazy.
The offensive play caller.
So I'm not crazy.
He was
that makes me feel a little better.
A senior defensive analyst the year he called offensive plays.
Well, hey, great to know both sides of the ball, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, we'll take that.
Was that the Cam Newton year?
2022. Does that?
Was that? That feel like
that sounds correct.
That feel like that lines up.
That sounds right.
If it's Mac Jones, I'm so sorry, Mac. That might have been the reason why.
We're not fact checking on here. But yeah, no, Maddie P is back at Ohio State DC. And my initial qualm was recruiting. Matt Patricia, the last time he worked for a college staff was in 2003 when he was a GA for Syracuse. Okay, so it has been 22 years.
Well, hey, making the leap from Syracuse GA to the NFL is crazy.
Yeah, no, that is ridiculous. I'm trying to find a Bill Belichick connection with him. Matt Patricia was he might have
just done that on his own.
Yeah, no, I'm looking up. He was at Amherst for a year, Syracuse for 2 years, maybe some East Coast, knew someone. I don't know though.
Maybe.
I think he just interviewed.
Might have just got
was that. Like, you're pretty smart. I'll take you.
That you think he had a pencil on his ear too? And Bill's like, I like
that. Not at that. Not at that.
Not at that. He definitely didn't have
the confidence to.
He didn't earn the pencil yet.
Yeah, no. At
if
that
he
time,
did though, that is why he got the job. Let's be honest. If he did have the pencil at that point, definitely boosts it.
Definitely helps that first impression if you got the pencil on the ear.
Bill's like, this is a football guy.
No, Bill was immediately just like, I can tell this guy hasn't trimmed his beard in 4 years, you're hired. You're immediately hired. But
Right on the spot.
yeah, my initial concerns was recruiting from that end, but then I just remember Jim Knowles did not recruit at Ohio State. It was all up to Tim Walton, who's the DB coach, and he also got promoted to co-defensive coordinator, by the way. But like Tim Walton, I heard he is head of like all Southeast recruiting. So Jeremiah Smith, like Brian Hartline primarily recruited Jeremiah Smith, but the second coach that Jeremiah talked to the most was this DB coach. He was just in charge of that whole region in general. I mean, I'm not gonna say national championship next year, year one, but I would be surprised if Matt Patricia didn't have a top 10 defense with Ohio State in year one. I'd be surprised. I'm not saying he's having the number one defense, but like if he doesn't put up a top 10 defense next year, I would hope he's
You'd be
fired
concerned
in a year from today.
Yeah. He
gets a Caleb
DC, so there's a little bit of built-in, Ohio State was not like we're giving this guy the reins. There's a little lack of trust there, which I would understand.
Yeah, the other thing about Ohio State and their decision to just make guys co-coordinators, it's like Brian Hartline was co-OC for like the past 3 years. But I don't think Brian Hartline was trusted by anyone at Ohio State to call plays over the past 3 years.
Now this year he was.
Yeah, now he is, which, hey, I am more skeptical of Brian Hartline calling plays than Matt Patricia.
Oh yeah, because Brian Hartline's never done it before, to be fair.
Like that shouldn't be a
But would you rather have Matt Patricia be your OC or Brian Hartline?
No, now that I'd rather have Hartline. So you got me there.
But Patricia has play calling experience with the offense.
Yeah,
so.
but not good. Was not good. I'll say the one thing about Matt Patricia that I keep hearing a lot of, and like I don't exactly know what it means, but apparently in New England under Patricia, now Matt Patricia was DC for New England for like 5 years.
Yeah.
He did not call plays for all 5 of those years. I believe he only called plays for like the last 2 seasons.
He called plays going into when he got hired by the Lions.
Yeah. He was calling it in Detroit, but like.
But I'm saying he was calling plays going into when they hired him. Like he had had some experience.
But it was not his full tenure as DC was he calling defensive plays. But in those like couple of seasons where he was running the show, the New England Patriots were just like Dr. Blitz, diet Greg Williams, Dr. Blitz, like a ton of blitzing, not like 3rd and 19. We need to get off the field here. Let me call cover 0. Not like that crazy, but if it's 3rd and 10, like it's standard to blitz. Like that's his standard protocol. And the other thing that I'm excited for, I don't know if it's going to actually happen or not, because at least in my lifetime, Ohio State has always ran a 4-3, but Matt Patricia in New England, like strict 3-4. That was what he did. And
I don't know if you have the personnel to do 3-4, I'll be honest.
Well, this is the thing. 99.9% of years, I'd say, hell no. We got fat ass Jack Sawyer. He's a 4-3 end. He's not standing up in a 2-point stance. This upcoming season, Ohio State doesn't exactly have like a crazy 5-star edge that's a 4-3 edge.
Well, what I'll normally say though is if you start recruiting for 3-4 defense and Patricia gets fired, or something goes wrong, then you're kind of stuck. It's easier to go from 4-3 to 3 than from 3-4 to 4-3.
Oh yeah. But I've wanted Ohio State to change to a 3-4 for years now. But I understand they haven't done it for like the past 20 years of my life because you have a Bosa on the edge or a Chase Young, and it's just like let them play.
No
4-3.
Reason to, yeah.
Why would you?
It's ironic when those guys are also currently playing 3-4.
Yeah, no, it's very funny. But hey, at the time, like I get it. But with this next Ohio State edge class, they got a lot of fast guys up there. Like most excited guy I'm looking to watch for is Kenyatta Jackson. He wears number 97, which at Ohio State
Clean.
to be the D lineman wearing 97, you have to like call up the Bosas, get permission. Like it's like
very clean.
The special number for Ohio State defensive linemen. Like only the best player gets to wear 97. But the thing about him is that he's big. He's listed at like 265, 270.
As a freshman?
No. He's going to be a redshirt junior next year. He's an upperclassman.
Very different.
Yeah,
very different. No, you were making me think that you were like, I missed. I didn't hear the name, and I thought you were talking about a guy you just recruited.
No,
I was oh my god.
We have no incoming edges that are sit. We don't have any. So like that is one.
Yeah, that might be problematic
about Ohio State recruiting. We do not have any killer edge on the team, but I think Kenyatta could switch into that 3-4. I think he'd have to lose a couple of pounds, but I think he could do it. But more so, CJ Hicks, it was a 5-star recruit out of Dayton, Ohio, had such sky high expectations, was supposed to be a middle linebacker. He might be the slowest human I've ever seen in my life when it comes to covering just tight ends, any receiver on the field. He can't do it. But when he edge rushes, he looks comfortable. And I'd say it's a slight bit of Baron Browning going on here, where Ohio State played Baron Browning at outside linebacker, 4-3 outside linebacker, and just wasted him. He was just clearly out of position every time he stepped on the field, but he was a freak athlete, so they just had him on the field. But if CJ Hicks is moving to that 3-4 outside linebacker, 2-point stance role, I could see Ohio State trying it. I'm still not saying they're going to switch to a 3-4, but
they're definitely going to play with it. I just don't know if that's going to be in their long-term interest.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it for this upcoming season. I think for this upcoming season, they do have the personnel to do it. However, our dudes haven't been practicing that for like the past 4 years. So they might just be like, we're not doing that.
No, I wouldn't be surprised if they're just like, I'm not fucking dealing with this.
The other thing is D-line coach at Ohio State. He's like known for his defensive ends. I don't know exactly, but maybe, well, I know for a fact Jim Knowles was butting heads with the D-line coach at Ohio State. And after the first Oregon game, Ohio State finally let Jim Knowles run his own defense. And then you saw what happened the rest of the year when Jim Knowles got to run the whole show. But like, that is another thing you were bringing up earlier about like Ohio State coach beef. Our D-line coach has the most influence on the defense over the D coordinator.
Well, he's also one of the longest tenured coaches on.
He is the longest tenured. He's been at Ohio State longer than Ryan Day. So
yeah,
like there is that. Fair. I understand. But I mean, hey, the D-line coach was finally like, fine, you run the show, Knowles, and then the defense was lights out the rest of the way. So it makes you think.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I kind of wanted to talk about hockey for a minute. Actually, as our resident Minnesotan, I feel like it's my job.
Yeah,
it's
as the
duty.
number one puckhead on the internet, Everett, please.
Puckhead on the podcast. We'll go there. I don't know about the internet.
Number one puckhead on the internet, Everett's takes.
Number one puckhead.
We gotta change your name to Everett Ice.
Everett's Pucks.
Yeah.
There you go.
Everett Pucks.
Okay. All right. Right. Okay. All right.
Getting a little creative over here. Getting a little creative on a Monday.
I just like get the juices flowing, Grant. Yeah. So you said earlier, obviously, this is taking place at the same time as the NBA All-Star break. I want the NBA to take notes. This is how you do an in-season tournament, NBA. This is how you do it.
Yeah, and it quite literally means nothing. Like it's not like these teams get seeding for world or
nothing for the Olympics, nothing like that.
None of that
the
shit.
Winter Olympics is next year, Grant, by the way. But
all right. Okay, this might be a hockey podcast now.
But
Boy, did not know that detail.
2026, I'm pretty sure, is Winter Olympics. 2026.
Yeah, that would check out.
That would make sense, right?
Yep.
Because LA is in 28,
Yep.
so that makes
No,
sense.
that makes sense. Yep.
But I just like it doesn't matter, but it's the sole fact that they're saying, hey, we have the United States, we have Finland, like you're doing countries and you get country pride. If the NBA decided to do their in-season tournament, it wasn't teams. There's no teams. Screw All-Star break, whatever. Screw the Shaq v. Candace teams, all right? If they just decide we're going to have the United States players, Canada players, we're going to have you might have to put, some countries together, just Europe collectively, right? And just have it be that instead of whatever's going on. You just have that be like no all like rising stars versus whatever. Like, no, none of that. None of that. We just have it be like, just the way that the NHL did it. I think people might actually care. People might enjoy instead of watching Victor Wembanyama and Chris Paul throw balls at the floor.
Yeah. I will say objectively, I was thinking, could they do like a Four Nations type thing? Like, would, I don't know, like Canada, France, and like Australia have good enough teams?
I think it's subjectively a lot more difficult in the NBA, but I also don't think that all these guys, I don't know the NHL well enough to like know the guys, know their nationalities and stuff, but I would guess
I don't either.
That they're not like every single one of them is like actually from Finland or from Norway or whatever. Like I'm assuming they just have lineage. I don't know if like you think they actually I'm saying like the same way that the Olympics kind of do the same deal.
So what you're kind of saying with like how like in European soccer, like you can have dual nationalities. Like there's a big thing recently. This guy Balogun, he born in England, raised in England, but his dad or mom is American, and he picked United States for his national team over England, and that was like massive snake move, according to the English. When it's just like I'm pretty sure there's like 6 players on the English national team that are actually Irish and not English, but they're playing for England. So you guys can all shut up. But what the NBA could do is, and they kind of do it with rising stars. I don't think they do anymore, but just USA versus World. Team World would be
that would be great. That's what they should do.
You just have like
that's what they should do.
Yeah, and just Team
Luka,
World.
Joker.
Luka, Joker,
Wembanyama,
Wemby, Giannis, Shea.
They're taking Embiid. They don't get a choice.
Yeah, Embiid's on Team
Embiid will be over there. Come on, he's on Team World. We're not taking him. We're not taking him.
Yeah, no, like I love Giannis. That Karl Anthony Towns qualifies for Team World. Like he picked Dominican Republic as his national team. And there's actually a clip from like the 2012 Summer Olympics or like a exhibition match, and it is an 18-year-old Karl Anthony Towns playing for Team Dominicana, just going up against the 2012 Team USA basketball team.
Well, he definitely chose them because he got a star.
Yes. 100% he gets to play more. But I was just saying it's funny now that Cat would 100% make the US.
Oh yeah, no, this year he 100% would be doing that.
We don't have big men like Joel Embiid had to be American for the Olympics because we don't have big men. So like that would have been great, but the NBA could just do that. And the thing is, I think the players would actually care. Like I think
it's called country pride. They definitely care more.
Yeah, like I could see. Like Kevin Durant
the biggest thing
giving like a lot of shits about that
in season tournaments. Like the reason why people care almost like because like it doesn't affect the league or anything, but it's literally that you design it in a way where it doesn't impact anything, but you still get people to care. And the reason why people care and the players care is because of the country pride. And it's just funny though. Like that's their all-star. By the way, like the NHL all-star like weekend or like game, like last year, still way better than the NBA. Still miles better than the NBA. They had it was like 3-on-3s. They were like basically doing like they were like trying to shoot. Remember it was in Vegas last year? Like they were trying to hit pucks onto like little like islands and stuff. Like it was
Like I just
way better.
remember a couple years back after Kobe passed, like when they had first to 24 in the fourth quarter
Yep,
for like a year, it
that
was
was
very
great.
exciting. It was
Yeah, it
very
was
good.
great.
But like the player, like to be honest, it is the player's fault. Like if the players cared, it would be different. Like I'm thinking of, I mean, the one clip from The Last Dance where it's MJ and the East All Stars, and they're talking about like, yeah, you know that Laker boy's gonna try dunking on all of us. Like you could see for a split second, MJ and Isaiah Thomas were like, we're going to lock Kobe down. At least for one game, MJ and Isaiah Thomas saw eye to eye.
Agreed
So
on something.
if
Yeah.
they could do it, I mean, like, yeah, like it's the player's fault. And like I think I forgot who it was. Maybe it was Draymond who was saying like trying to blame. I forgot what he was trying to blame it for, but saying like it isn't the player's fault, and it's just like, dude, what are you? What?
You
Like,
guys have the effort in the games.
yeah,
I will say though, objectively speaking, though, every all honestly, literally every single All-Star game period, besides the NHL, since the early 2000s, has gotten progressively worse because they've like leveled off contact and effort. Like the NFL,
yeah,
we're playing flag football now. Sean Taylor almost killed a punter in the Pro Bowl in like the early 2000s.
no, yeah. And if you go back to that Pro Bowl hit, like the punter
The
is the
punter got back
first
up.
person to get back up and dap up
Yeah.
Sean Taylor. He was the first
Yeah.
person to be like, great hit, dude. Like,
No, literally, he's like fantastic. And I mean,
yeah, but
it's the joke that's going around. It's like, okay, NFL Pro Bowl, we got to play flag football. NBA is going on right now, and it's just a video of Wembanyama throwing the balls like not even nonchalantly, not caring at all. And then it's oh yeah, no, it's World War II currently in NHL's All Star break. It's just
yeah, I mean,
Canada
like,
and the United States trying to kill each other.
yeah, it's just, I would say just one thing in general, just as a sports fan here, uh, just talking as a general sports fan, I just love seeing international sports. Like
No, I absolutely love it.
it
Yeah,
is so entertaining just
and
watching.
I think that that's part of the reason why like the World Cup, like obviously soccer, football, like
Yeah, it's the biggest sport.
It's the biggest sport in the world,
Yeah,
but it's not really in America. Yeah, there's a lot of people who obviously play
yeah,
soccer, whatever, maybe watch Premier League, but it's still not. It's second or third to something else.
yeah,
And
certainly.
When the World Cups come around, every single person in the United States actually cares about soccer, even if you do not give a shit about soccer.
Yeah,
Actually cares about soccer for that small time frame because of country pride, because of the fact it's like, oh, we need to go beat Britain's ass.
yeah, yeah. I mean, when
Like,
we drew with Great Britain, that was the greatest draw in the history of this country. I mean, that we have never done something like I'm not even lying. That was arguably the most impressive athletic feat an American team has ever done, tying Britain
team
2 years
wise, yes.
ago.
Team wise, probably.
Miracle on Ice is number one. I'm sorry,
Yes.
folks, but that's
Yes.
two. That one was two.
That's right there. Yeah.
It was just unreal.
And Canada beating Canada 3-1, that might be three.
Yeah, but
that might be three.
The one thing I just like, I find so interesting is that like Canada was on like a 27 game win streak, I want to say.
No, I think the last time the United States had beaten Canada was 2012.
Okay. Oh, well, I just thought I
Maybe
read
it's 2011.
that
I don't remember.
just Team Canada hockey was on a 27 game
themselves
unbeaten streak against
that would
opponents.
Also make sense. That
not,
would also make sense.
Yeah, but like, and hey, I mean, you just think of Canada, like the players, like I'm not even a casual when it comes to hockey.
I will say,
but even I'm aware that they have
it is
players.
It is a little unfair that Russia was not invited to the 4-team.
Oh, I'd say
they deserve to be there.
Very unfair because they are one of the four. They're
I don't know if it was Finway
and
Finland and Norway. I think one of them's got to get.
Okay, it's Canada, Finland, Sweden, and USA.
Yeah, Sweden.
I think Sweden's nice. I think it's Finland.
Is it Finland? Finland's got to get in. They're too nice. They're too nice as people. Too nice as people.
Yeah.
That's.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Swede's got a bunch of really nice players.
But
I think they
also,
got a bunch
as
of
a jealousy,
dogs,
I
but
also think that it's just better to watch like country games, like you were just talking about, like you just enjoy watching those more.
yeah,
I think part of the reason why you enjoy watching them more is one, as you as a fan, you're like that's where you got your patriotism, your country pride, right?
yes.
But the same thing goes for every single player on your team and every single player on every other team and every other fan of every other country. Because as much as the United States and United States citizens and fans want to beat Britain, every time Britain plays the United States, they're like, "Oh no, we got to show them who's the real king. We got to show them who really is the boss
Yeah.
here." And it's
Yeah.
the same thing for him. It's reciprocated, and I think it's different because in these All-Star games, what you're cheering for LeBron's team, like there's no background. The only thing that people cheer for is if they put money on the game, which I do not recommend doing if it's the
Yeah, I
NBA
wouldn't do
All-Star
it for an
game.
all-star game.
I honestly don't know if you can even do that. I
Yeah,
don't
no, they
know.
might not even accept action for those.
But there's no nothing to cheer for. Like that's the biggest difference. And
Yeah,
like
yeah, it's easy to root for. You get full countries behind it. I like the other thing I do like though is that like specifically US hockey, like you could tell every player that was picked for that team like really really cared that they got selected to be on the team.
yeah,
Like I
doesn't
like
matter who it is.
yeah, like at least for like with soccer, like I'm relatively tapped in with like Premier League. Like whenever they go on their international breaks, like it is a big deal in the media if like blank English striker doesn't get selected for their friendlies. Like they're mad that they don't get to play in friendlies. Like they're genuinely pissed. And it's just I find that very cool just seeing that aspect where it's like, hey, at the end of the day, like, you know, we want our players to develop international scale, but it's like we play for 3 weeks out of the year. Like we're taking the best of the best. We don't have time to develop anyone. Like you got to be ready to go. And it's like, I love that. And I mean, even recently, like Neymar just moved back to his childhood club in Brazil. And the reason he's doing it is because he wants to train in Brazil for the next World Cup for Brazil. Like that's Neymar's putting his whole career on pause because he's like, I need to win a World Cup for Brazil, or else I will always be remembered as a failure for the rest of my life.
What year is that going to be?
26.
26. Oh, so
same as Winter Olympics.
Yeah. I mean, I also think the reason why this series for the NHL was so great because obviously, NHL's in a vacuum is very entertaining to watch. Like I don't go and watch every game, but like playoff hockey is one of, if not the most electric playoff sport that there is.
Oh yeah, no, it's excellent.
That's why this is like kind of feels like playoff hockey, and it's in a vacuum because it's it's very minimized. And I mean, you can't beat starting a game in 9 seconds. 9 seconds into the game, you tip off, and you get 3 fist fights. Like
we start off with a triple header. Yeah, like that.
They're calling out people. They're calling out the entire team to go fight. Yeah.
It's the fighting and just like the physicality in that game. Like it was just amazing to watch. Like another thing, hey, I'm not even casual when it comes to hockey, but I can name like 6 players on the Kings. And when I was thinking about that, I realized nearly every King that I rooted for in my childhood is not American.
Not
like Jonathan
That's why
Quick,
I said
Dustin Brown. Those are like the only American King players. Jonathan Quick's obviously pretty big, but like Kopitar, Doughty, all these guys, like I view them as Kings, but like when USA was playing Canada for a split second, I turned it on immediately and there's like Doughty has the puck. And I immediately thought United States Doughty. It's like, no, he's on Team Canada and he's actually about to get his ass lit up by one of the Tkachuk brothers on the side.
One of the Bash Bros.
Yeah,
the video, which one of them just nailed the guy into the boards? You see, like fully take off.
Yeah, no,
like we have lift
Drew
off.
Doughty
We
into
had
the
lift
boards.
off.
And I was sitting there like in a weird conundrum where I'm like, wait, Drew Doughty's like LA King legend, but
No, that's
he's
also kind
on
of the other thing.
Canada
It's like
right now.
the
So
the
I'm now,
video of it's like the Redeem team. Like the if you watch that, you had Kobe
oh
Bryant
yeah,
in there, and Kobe Bryant, it's the clip with Gasol. He's like, he's my brother, but
I'm
I'm
running
going
through
to
him.
lay him out.
Yeah.
And it's kind of the same thing with this kind of hockey, which is what you don't see in the NBA now.
Yeah.
Where it's like, hey, I play with this guy. I need him for the playoffs because we're gonna lose if we don't have him. But I'm going to absolutely put him out on the ground
Yeah.
in this game.
Yeah. No, it's, it doesn't work for every teammate. I would imagine if USA played Team World in All-Star weekend, I do not think LeBron would be sprinting through Luka's chest.
He
I
might be
think it's safe
sprinting
to
through
assume
ADs though. He might be going through AD's chest.
wouldn't even need to sprint through him. Just give him a little
Just
hip tap and he's out for the
little
month.
breathe on him. Just
Yeah,
it's
I
like
mean,
the
it was just classic. The first night AD's back, he's hurt out for like 6
Yep.
weeks.
Yep. And their center now, Gafford, I believe, is also out for like another 6 weeks too.
Yeah, no, it's as AD as it gets. That's just what happens when it comes to Anthony Davis. But
Yeah, I mean,
that was kind of All-Star weekend. Yeah, NHL obviously blew it out of the water. Unreal. Like
honestly,
maybe
I will say it's probably that was the best is currently the best All-Star
format.
I say
100%.
well, no, but I'm even saying out of the major U.S. sports, it's probably the best All-Star break as general.
Yeah.
NFL is now flag football. I don't even
Awful.
know what the hell happened. I didn't pay attention to the NBA outside of the Chris Paul Wembanyama and the dunk contest.
Matt McClung might be saving the
but that
dunk
was
contest,
it. But that's it. It's still not like it's like he's gonna win.
Yeah.
And
very fair.
MLB like okay, I mean a little bit more entertaining. They care a little bit more, but that's also more because Mookie and Freddie just go and tamper with every single player.
Yeah, no, we're interested because it's like our free agency.
Like, hey, where, who are they talking to?
No, yeah,
but
I mean,
like if I was ranking it, probably NHL, and then, I mean, I don't know. Like, I'd probably say the skill challenges in the NFL is a little entertaining to watch. Like, but like the actual game
I
sucks.
guess like by nature of the events they have, NBA would be next because of the dunk contest. But it's like that the game is so bad. The All-Star game itself is so bad.
It takes away from it. But like
I'm gonna
NFL
have to
has
move
dodgeball.
Down. I'll be honest, that shit is like I watch a couple of those. Like that is very dodgeball.
No, so entertaining.
It should be an Olympic sport. I think it's
supposed to be
entertaining to watch.
I thought that it's gonna be coming up. No. Oh, hands on the mute button. We got almost through the whole podcast without you doing it.
I think we got flag football for the next one. I don't think we have that though. But I think dodgeball would be one of the most entertaining.
No,
Olympic
it should
sports
be.
Ever.
You better start training right now. You can make it. You can make it happen.
Like I'm just thinking. I think the best players would be shortstops and second basemen. Like Mookie might be the greatest dodgeball player ever.
Ever. Mookie
would be so good at dodgeball. Just middle infielders in baseball. They'd be like, I know he wouldn't play for Team USA, but bro, Francisco Lindor would be pelting. Can
we get Jeter to
right in their
retire?
4 eyes? Oh yeah, no, Jeter, same thing. Like just breaking kids' glasses over and over. It'd be so entertaining. Like shit. What are they called? What's Ben Stiller's dodgeball team called? The Cobras.
Oh, the Cobras. Yeah,
the Cobras.
Yeah.
Is that what they're called?
Yeah,
like
they're going like this.
They're going the boom 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 boom.
Yeah, yeah.
Full on Cobra Kai dodgeball entrance. It would just be electric to watch.
Also, by the way, if you haven't seen that movie, turn off the podcast.
Go watch.
Go watch.
I won't be mad at all if you turn the podcast off.
No, absolutely not.
You should be doing that.
Fantastic movie.
This brings me my last kind of point with overall All-Star weekend. I my updated him rankings.
Yeah, no,
Everett.
I don't think we've released this since even before the World Series,
It's been a
Grant.
really
So
long time since I've done an updated him rankings. Last time I updated them is when Shohei started the 50-50 club.
yeah,
I
so
believe
before the
that
World
was our
Series.
last update. And then before then, it was probably on Dune 2's release when we had our new Lisan Al Gaib. That was the last time
Oh
I updated the
yes.
him rankings. But I got an updated him rankings. Uh, we'll go 5-1. At number 5, it is Freddie Freeman. Freddie Freeman was going to be above our person number 4, but Everett, Freddie Freeman, plays for Team Canada. So he had to be bumped down to the number 5 spot. In our number 4 spot, we have the Bash brothers, the Tkachuk brothers. They have taken over the sports world by storm. They they might be the most American people right now. Can we
Well,
think of someone more
what
American than the Tkachuk
Pulisic?
brothers? No, the Tkachuk brothers have Pulisic right now. Today, right now,
Okay,
February
but
17th,
World Cup comes around.
it helps. Pulisic being the face, it helps, but the Tkachuk brothers just took down the enemy, our biggest rival in that sport. Christian Pulisic hasn't taken anyone down. He's beaten
Hmm.
Mexico a handful of times. I'll take that one back.
Hey,
But
he did. He is
England,
the reason we tied with England.
England, England, I need a little bit more. I need a little bit more for Captain America to be up there.
What
But
about what I was about to say? What about Captain America?
Captain America himself. All right. Captain America, he is not in the top 5. This is something I rewatched recently. Someone was breaking through Team Captain in Captain America Civil War. Bro, his team sucked.
No,
Now he
his
might
team
get a
did
boost.
suck.
He might get a boost for this because he carried so hard. But if we're just going star for star, athlete for athlete, okay? We're talking
Band for
super
band.
max player for super max player. Team Captain, it was not fair. It was completely unfair. And Captain America is not going to be in this top 5 list. He's not, and that's because we actually have the true the best American athlete on the planet comes in at number 3, and that's Shohei Ohtani. Number 1 American athlete on the planet, Shohei Ohtani. What the hell? He's a unicorn. The 50-50 should have been enough. But in the most American sport ever, baseball, Shohei created a club in a sport that's over 200 years old. So Shohei Ohtani is number 3 on the updated him rankings. At our number 2 spot, should be no surprise, it's still Timothy Chalamet. Chalamet still coming in at number 2 on the updated him rankings. I know it's been a year since Dune came out. I did not see his Bob Dylan movie that just released, but
Well, he deserves it only for his college football game day
because of that,
rankings
that's
themselves.
where I was going to get at, because he has just exposed himself as like, wait, I do know ball, everyone. Chalamet's at number 2. Shouldn't be that
Yeah.
heavy
And
of a
he's
debate
with Kylie
topic.
Jenner right now as well.
Yeah, no, that alone puts him in the top 3. When you add on top, he's the Lisan Al Gaib. Well, shit.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
this should come to no
Well,
surprise.
Lisan Agaib until, hey, hold on, spoiler warning, until his face gets melted. Then we might have some issues. But
yeah, he's gonna get blinded in this next one and become a really, really unimportant side character coming up here pretty soon. I
and
just
then
need to
we'll
know
have
who's
some
gonna be his son.
yeah. Yeah. Then
Because
we'll have
CGI
to
is going to have to
reevaluate.
work overtime for Dune Emperor.
More
My
than overtime.
goodness.
Well, maybe they'll get Chip Kelly in there. I don't know.
It's going to be like James Cameron with Avatar 2. They're going to need another decade and a half to have the technology
We'll have to wait.
to create the sandworm Emperor. I would say spoilers, but they're not
Book's been out for a
spoilers.
while.
Yeah, and none of us are reading that book. We're all just reading speed run-throughs on Wikipedia on the recaps. But updated number 1 him rankings should be no surprise. It is still the Rizzler. The Rizzler is still number 1 on our him rankings. It's not fair. The product that the Rizzler pushes, the motion that the Rizzler has right now. It's unmatched. It's unleveled. We haven't seen anything like this since Cooper DeJean a couple years ago when he
Oh,
scored a pick six.
I was gonna say, what was the thing? We have seen it. Just Ellen
I'm
killed
gonna need a
all of
little bit
them by
more
taking them
than
on their show.
yeah. Shout out
Well,
Daniel. We'll
we
never
got one of
forget
those. We've got whatever the guy from Target. What was that guy's name?
Alex from Target.
Alex from Target. That might be on Rizzler quality, Rizzler level in that short span.
Yeah, it's just the Rizzler is just on a generational run that it's an unprecedented run. Okay,
Although we are getting close to the Rizzler curse occurring, though. So every team that they collectively have gone and cheered for, like any post they made, have been absolutely destroyed in the playoffs.
Okay, as you bring up another curse, do we have any blessings? Like if they root for your team, you win. Does that exist?
I have not checked on the Sabrina Carpenter curse in a little bit. Might have to check in on that one. I don't know if we have any blessings.
Do we have any? I can't think of any good luck charms.
Well, currently you are outside of the Chargers.
I might be the number one good luck charm in America.
You're on there right now, yeah.
I'm on the short list. I mean, what a year. What a year. Dodgers, Ohio State.
Chargers made the playoffs. Chargers made the playoffs.
Luka Doncic is a Laker, and then the Chiefs get embarrassed in their chance to three-peat, become the only team in NFL history to three-peat. And they get absolutely embarrassed on national television for everyone to watch. It's the greatest sports year. Nothing can ever come close. I'm going to say it is the greatest sports year that I can ever have because the Chargers can never win a Super Bowl. So there is no outcome in my life where the Chargers win a Super Bowl.
Is, I guess, if the Lakers win the finals.
Yeah, but as I was saying a couple weeks ago, nothing can surpass Luka just becoming a Laker. Like we expect rings now. If he finishes his Laker career with just 2 rings, that's a disappointment. The only way for Luka to surpass him becoming a Laker is if he three-peated. That is it. If he won back-to-back, that's cool and all, but I expect that if you're a Laker and you're a generational player.
LeBron
I'm now
thinking
that. LeBron is the only generational star that the Lakers have had who doesn't have 2 rings. Every other generational star the Lakers have had has 2.
2 rings on the Lakers. Let's clarify that.
With the Lakers. Yes.
Yeah. Tell me, Alex Caruso didn't have one.
Yes, he did. 2020 bubble.
2. I'm saying
not
2
2
rings.
Oh, yeah. No,
that's
not
my
2.
point. Alex Caruso did not. Austin Reeves still without 2.
Ringless.
Generational Lakers right there.
Yeah. It also must be very awkward with Dalton Connect right now. Just
so awkward. Awkward.
He's sitting there just like, yeah. So like, I'll still sit in the corner and shoot my threes, but like, I'm not doing any defensive rotations.
My favorite thing is the Lakers. He's playing really well at like the Rising Star games, and the Lakers are like promoting all of that stuff, and it's just like, you guys just try to trade him. Now you're like, look at this all-star. Look how good he is.
Yeah, and like, yeah, it is an interesting debacle. But yeah, that's kind of all I had.
I mean, that's about it. I mean, the biggest thing, like the only other thing that I maybe had kind of relates to the NFL. It's a quick one-off thing, but Grant, I'm staring at a list of the winningest teams in the last decade. All right, since 2015.
In the NFL.
Nope, all like major sports. So MLB, okay. NFL, and
Got
NBA.
It.
All right. Of these teams,
we got to start including NHL into this list soon because that's now an American
we have
sport.
To.
But yes.
So top 10 teams. All right. Of these teams, only 2 of them have not made.
And is this just regular season win record?
Yes.
Playoffs included?
Yes.
Okay.
No,
okay.
Regular season. But of all these teams, of all 10 of these teams, only 2 of them have not made it to their respective championship games. All right. I'll just go 1 to 10. I'll give you their percentage. So the Chiefs last 10 years. So we're talking since 2015, Grant. Okay. Chiefs have a 0.75, or I guess 75% win rate. 0.75. All right.
It's still
Celtics.
ridiculous. That is crazy.
Celtics next closest at 0.646. Then the Warriors at 627. Steelers at 622. We kind of expected that. Dodgers are at 5.621. First and only baseball team on this list.
Yeah, no, I would say that's the hardest one to do in baseball, but keep going.
Bills follow them at 620. Then the Packers at 613. Ravens at 610. Vikings at 607. And the oh my God. Milwaukee Bucks at 606. So those are our top 10 teams.
Can you tell me what the Dodgers win percentage was again?
621.
Really? Let me just quick math, folks.
62.1.
Just do some quick math. That ever 62.1 means for the past decade, the Los Angeles Dodgers have averaged 100 wins. And
Yep.
That's the most impressive thing. 75% Chiefs is crazy. That pretty much means they go 12-4 on
and
average.
It's also really depressing that both the Bills and the Vikings are on this list of every sports team.
I was surprised Bills were on there for the past decade.
Well, since 2015, they've had a lot of
13-win seasons. 16, 17.
They've had a lot of 13, 14,
fair.
15 games over.
I'm just thinking
of all three of those sports teams, having those teams and the top 10 of them all collectively, so like what, about 90 teams? They're in the top 10 and they have done nothing. Of all the teams on the list in the top 10, they're the only two that have done nothing.
Yeah, I'm stunned by the Dodgers stat. I know we're trying to make this an NFL stat, but I can't.
No.
That might be the craziest shit I have ever heard. They've averaged 100 wins for the past decade.
Yep.
Like,
and I will confirm that is a CBS Sports stat, so it's not like Waterboy. This is a CBS Sports stat.
And going 60%, like the best teams in baseball go 60% win rate. The Oakland A's are winning 40% of their games. The Oakland A's, folks, I know how bad they are. Even they can win 40% of their games. But that's ridiculous to me. That's blows my mind.
But with that, we'll probably wrap up here. So thank you guys so much for watching, listening. Rate us 5 stars. You can find us on Spotify, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, and on Instagram at Waterboy You can follow me and Grant on Twitter at EverStakes and at Waterboy Grant. We post new episodes every week on YouTube and all podcast platforms. Make sure to subscribe, turn notifications to miss a single episode. We also post exclusive content on Instagram and on TikTok, where we are currently posting our off-season wish list. So make sure to go watch those. With those, see you guys in the next episode. Waterboys out.